Morning. Beautiful start to this Tuesday morning. Hope all you spectacular spectators are having a brilliant day. Much nicer without the rain today. Just about to hit Gooch Gap. Welcome to my Hikification. And the plan for today, we start off at Gooch Mountain Shelter where we stayed last night. It's a great shelter. It was pretty busy. There was a lot of people there, and I set up my hammock. We're going to progress down through Gooch Gap, which is about just a mile and a half outside of the shelter, with a couple high points being the Ramrock Mountain, which will have hopefully some nice views. As we continue on, the goal for today is to end up at Lance Creek. That's just shy of Blood Mountain, or at least the approach up Blood Mountain. And basically anywhere between Lance Creek and Neil's Gap, you need to take a bear canister. And since I only have a bear bag, that's pretty much the last stop for until we cross over Blood Mountain. So there'll probably be a few people stopping there. It's not an official shelter stop, but I understand that Lance Creek is where the majority of people will camp up and then do the next stage tomorrow. So that's the plan. We'll see if we adhere to it or not. Should be a good day. Day's looking much better than yesterday. A little bit of a shorter day. We're doing just a little over 8 miles. I'm feeling really good. The body's minimal soreness this morning. Stretched out well last night, even after that big day. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm at all told. Slept well. A little bit cold, so I tossed and turned a bit. Although it was interesting, I woke up and I looked at my watch and it read, I think it was like 5:15. I thought, wow, that was a sound sleep. And of course, a little bit early, but I was wide awake at that point. So I started just organizing a bit. And I went back and looked at my watch again and realized it was upside down. It was actually 11:45 and I had slept for all of 2 hours. So at that point I was pretty much awake and it took another hour to fall back asleep. So the things you learn when you're in a hammock. We'll chat in a bit. The nice thing about starting early March is the leaves haven't got on the trees yet, which while the green is nice, does mean we can see through them and catch some spectacular views. Just goes on and on. What a great day to hike. And the weather is just about perfect temperature. You don't have to take all your layers off, but you don't get too hot. Right down in that valley. Do you hear that? Neither do I. Completely silent with the exception of a little wind rustling through the trees. This is what I'm here for. When you got views like this all day over your right shoulder, hard to keep an eye on the trail. Luckily the trail itself has been pretty smooth, no rocks, occasional root here and there, but nothing too dramatic, so I can spend a little bit of time gawking as we hike. Overall, I'm feeling really good. Ironically, the only thing that's sore today is my elbow. I guess I'm weighing a little too heavily on the trekking poles on those up hills, and that downward push motion is something my arms aren't used to. Maybe at the end of the day, I'm not going to have these little tiny scrawny arms if I keep this up. They're getting a good workout too. Another great day. How good is that? We're here at the top of Rock Mountain, about an hour and a half into the day. So we're just making our way into Woody Gap. This was a gorgeous hike between Gooch Gap and Woody Gap. Nice trail, some gentle up and downs. Okay, a couple more, a little less than gentle. Beautiful views the entire way. And it looks like they have a bathroom and a place to put your garbage. How good is that? Very first piece of trail magic. It's raining down me. First piece of trail magic. This is Mark. He supplied the first trail magic for my 2018 through hike. Very much appreciated. I will say hot chocolate and what's the dish?
My grandmother's slush.
The grandmother's slush. Let's take a quick peek at it.
Chop suey.
That hits the spot. That's amazing. Thank you, Mark. I know I appreciate it, and all the riders do as well.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to do it for you. Good luck all the way.
Thank you.
It's raining down.
Ledges. A little out of breath, just stopping to take a few minutes, grab a little bit of water, and carry on. mile away from the Long Creek campsite. So it doesn't have a shelter, but it's the last campsite you can camp at between basically here in Neal's Gap. So as you go over Blood Mountain, you actually require a bear canister if you want to stay overnight. So I'm not sure how many people will be stopping there, because Blood Mountain is a pretty big climb to do in addition to the 8 miles we did today. Really nice day. I'm going to get into camp early today, probably around 2:30, which is good. It means I can finish editing a few videos and maybe actually get one uploaded. I apologize, it's been a while since I've been able to post. I've tried, but even with Verizon, the cell service, I've got essentially 1 bar, which is enough to let the family know I'm still alive, but not enough to post a YouTube video unless I'm willing to wait. I think it was 34 hours. So we'll see what the how many bars I get when we get down to Long Creek here. However, if not, it'll be when I get to Blood Mountain cabins the next day. Of course, if you're watching this and I'm posting these videos in order, you've already seen the first 3, and you may think everything's right with the world. Anyway, we'll catch you in a bit. We're here at Lance Creek. This is the camp setup for tonight. So a really quick recap for day 2. Ended up at Lance Creek. I think I called it a few different things through the course of the day, at mile 23.9, which was pretty much where I expected to be. So it was a shorter day, about 8 miles, but after the long day the day before, a little bit of extra rest for the body probably goes a long way. Tomorrow should be an equally short day. We'll get into Blood Mountain, over Blood Mountain into Neal's Gap, probably around noon or 1. I would say today was an incredible day. The weather was just the right temperature for hiking. The sun was out the entire day. The views were very impressive. Tonight's supposed to be cold though, in the mid-20s Fahrenheit, so that's about -5, -6 degrees Celsius. So I'm all bundled up, and the one thing when you get to camp, it is cold, and when you're not hiking, you get cold quickly, so it's all about the layers. Had a nice dinner, but it's about 6:30 and I am in my hammock for the evening. Till next time, hike on.
On a bad day.